Danny Segura for MMA Junkie. I'm here with one of the baddest men to ever live, former UFC welterweight title challenger Thiago Alves, also a great coach here at American Top Team. Thiago, always a pleasure running into you here at American Top Team.
Same here, man. It's always a pleasure seeing you.
So let's talk about a bunch of things, man, because now you have a bunch of roles, right? You are not officially retired. You still have that going on as well, but you're also switching into a coaching role. I know you're full time at American Top Team. Overall, how has the transition been between being a fighter and being a coach?
It's been super smooth. I had the chance to do a part-time coach gig for a while. I think I was a part-time coach for about 3 to 5 years, something like that. I became a full-time coach after I became the world champion for bare knuckle boxing at the end of 2021. So it's been super easy. The good thing about this new journey as a coach, I've been through it all in my MMA career. The highs of the highs, the lows of the lows. So I'm able to relate to my guys, through anything they're going through because I've been there. And it's fun also. At first it was just a side hustle, but as time went on, more guys start trusting me with their careers and everything. So I take this very seriously, and I'm very glad to be a part of American Top Team and be able to do that.
When you were like in the game, I'm talking about when you were fighting for the title and the whole goal was and the whole focus was the UFC belt, this and that. Did you ever think that you were gonna stick around after your career in a way, like with coaching? Did you ever think like this is for life?
I never really thought about it because now that I seen the two different sides of the coin, right? Being an athlete for such a long time, and now like have to take the ego out of the equation, become a coach to help my guys out. Now, coaching is hard, man. Yeah. Coaching is very hard. I always appreciate my coaches, a lot, but I appreciate them a lot more, after a couple of years doing this. It's a selfless job where, it's not about you. Everything you have is to make sure, your guy performs right on fight night. But it's been, super surprising that I'm loving it as much, and I don't see myself doing anything else so far. I got Live Train, which is an online training platform that we're trying to build. I'm sure you've seen a lot of us out there, and that with coaching, it takes a lot of my time. So I'm still training, I'm still in shape because you here, 6 days out of the week, it's kind of hard not to, stay on top of your game. Have a lot of good examples here. But fighting is not a priority, If it happens, I'm able to, step up and take some time off from coaching. But it's not in the plans right now. Maybe boxing. Boxing is super easy. When I was doing bare knuckle, training just boxing, it's a lot easier on your body. So I'm able to, put everything together.
What would you say out of all the experiences that you had throughout your career, outside of obviously the technical stuff, what's sort of the biggest lesson you try to give or message that you try to communicate to the young guys, whether it's career management or whatever the case may be? What would you say is like the biggest lesson that you want them to like know, one way or the other?
Just so many, when it comes to your career, you got to make sure you have a good team around you, a team that is going to stick around with you for a long time so they can evolve with you. The great thing here in American Top Team, we have so many high-level coaches that, I always tell my guys, train with everybody, try to learn as much as you can. Then when we have a fight coming up, we'll just focus on the strategy. But, have good training partners, have a good team of coaches behind you. And rest when you need to rest. There's no need to be killing yourself anymore. Once you get to this level, you fight in UFC, Bellator, PFL. They all know how to fight. They're all professional athletes. So it's all about like prioritizing what's going to make you better for that night. And that's why I try to tell my guys, don't overthink it. If you have a bad training session, leave the training session here in the gym, go home, unwind, think about it so you can do better next time. But when you're able to unplug from the gym, unplug and try to, be as normal as you can be.
Yeah. And you mentioned your career. Could the last that we saw you from BKFC, could that be it? If like no enticing offers come your way, like are you at peace with never fighting again if it comes down to it?
Yeah, I done everything I set out to do when I left Brazil at 19 years old. I'm about to be 40 now, and I've been competing professionally since I was 15 years old. So it's almost 25 years of fighting right there. But again, I have the dog in me. I felt great in my last two fights. If it's an offer that makes sense where, I'm going to take a break from what I'm currently doing right now, I'll take it. If it's not, I'm happy the way it is.
You're in great shape, but as you mentioned, you are 39. Is there a window to where you go, I'm not getting past this. Like if I don't get offers between this time, I'm done, or do you just kind of feel it out?
Yeah, I mean, I feel good.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna compete, I think it most likely either be a boxing or bare knuckle. Those are 3-minute rounds. It doesn't take much out of you. Preparation is a lot easier. But I think about 40. Like I'm gonna be 40 in October. I think 40 is a good age, to walk away. I thank God I'm set up already outside of fighting, so it needs to make sense for me to, put what I got going on the hold to make sure I get that good payday.
You don't mention MMA in that list, so is MMA done, or could an offer get you back in there somehow?
Like I'm open for offers. Being here, American Top Team, training MMA, getting ready for MMA fights, so easy.
Yeah.
Because I'm already here all the time. I just gotta, you know, change a few things around so I can do all the training that I need to do. The good thing is I have a lot of experience, so if I'm gonna prepare, I know exactly what I need to do to be, ready for fight. But I would like to fight boxing because it's a lot easier on my body. I don't have to take time off from what I got currently going on.
Yeah, yeah. And do you think what you just mentioned is that? Do you think is what causing sort of this shift in the industry where you see Aldo boxing, you see Eddie Alvarez at BKFC? Is that it? Like, is MMA? Does MMA training really suck that much?
Dude, it's very hard on your body,
Yeah.
and I think like boxers are like the playboys of combat sports, because you just run, you hit pads, you hit bags, and you spar. Sparring hard, it's easy for us, but the grappling, the pulling, the pushing, the jiu-jitsu, that takes a lot out of you. A lot of injuries happens on the wrestling, on jiu-jitsu. So taking that out of the equation, it's a lot easier on your body. It's like a rejuvenation in a way, nothing hurts. You feel good all the time, so I think that's the transition. See more guys, switch into, especially if they're a little older, more accomplished in their career, they switch into boxing, which is a lot easier. And you still be able to be very competitive.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And let me ask you this: kind of what happened with BKFC, because you were the champion, 2-0, super exciting fights. I mean, I just saw Perry versus Luke Rockhold. Then we saw Chad Mendes, Eddie Alvarez. I mean, I don't see why you shouldn't be in the mix. I mean, as you mentioned, you got that dog in you. Like, the hell happened, man?
Yeah, I was the first, middleweight champion. I think after me switching to BKFC, a lot more eyeballs came into the plate. You see guys now, after signing in, everybody wanted to sign in. They saw there was not this, yeah, it's a lot of lacerations. You're gonna get cut. It's gonna be bloody. But from the neck down, you're 100%. Your hand's gonna be a little swollen after the fight. You might get a little cuts, but your body overall, you're fresh. So we couldn't get to agreement. I put myself out there. I told I was gonna fight guys, that are bigger than me. We couldn't agree on numbers and anything. No hard feelings or anything. If they're not gonna give me the respect that I think I earn, I'm not gonna be in business with them.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Yeah. So you feel like that chapter's not fully closed? I mean, a fight with you and Perry, I mean, that'd be fun.
That was the fight that, when Mike Perry first signed, I was calling for, because that's what I told was going to happen. They just need to get one fight in, and then, there will be our fight next. That didn't happen. So I was kind of like in limbo for a while, and I felt a little helpless, So to take the power out of them and say, you know what, I'm going to take my business somewhere and see what's out there. And there are a couple offers there, super exciting, Eagles FC, but then Eagle FC, kind of like went away a little bit. So right now I just redirect my focus to coaching and life training. But, I'm always here. I'm always training with the best fighters in the world. I train the best team in the world. So if it makes money, it makes sense.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Aside from the money, a fight with Perry, does that interest you? The style, the name?
Absolutely. I mean, that was the fight that I I was told I was going to get it. It never really happened. I don't know why, but if it's something that, they want to make it happen, I'm here. I know he's out of his contract as well. I don't know what's going to happen with him or not. I know he has a lot of offers on the table.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, I like to fight Eddie Alvarez also, came into the plate, a good name. If Perry doesn't want to do it, Eddie Alvarez will be a good fight as well. But again, I'm open. If it make money, it makes sense. If not, I'm okay with it.
All right, Thiago. Well, great catching up with you, man. And selfishly, man, I hope to see you back in BKFC or something, man. Because like 2-0, you gave us some great battles, and I think there are very good matchups out there for you, man.
Yeah, I agree, man. The fighting style, I think it's made for me.
Yeah.
I always been very technical. I don't leave a lot of openings, on my fighting game. It's a square circle. There's not a lot of place to run. Even tall guys, I don't think you reach meta that much. 2 minutes, 1 minute rest. I can do this all day.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Brother.